What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button. Really helps motivate me to produce more content. We have the 2012 F-150 EcoBoost build, Stage 2, Gen 2 turbos. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. I haven't really been posting. Some of you guys might know I opened up my own LLC, my own little business, mobile mechanic. We've been trying to grow that business, trying to stay busy, trying to stay healthy, positive, things like that. So today, basically what we're going to be doing is we finally got the garage done to a point where we're able to walk around without tripping over stuff, and we're able to work on things effective, efficient, and just a good clean workspace. You can't expect to do a build this complicated with this many moving parts and this many variables in a crowded, cluttered workspace. So the garage is done. Now it's time to go full speed ahead on the truck. I'm going to start pulling parts out of the truck. We're going to start laying them out on the table, and we're going to just start knocking one after another out. I want to focus on one thing at a time, and I want to make sure everything is done right the first time. I don't want to be going back and having to double check, double do my work. I'll double check, but I don't want to have to go do things twice. I'm trying to do things one time the right way. The turbos are on the truck. The BD diesel exhaust manifolds are on the truck. The 3-inch CV fabrication catless race downpipes are on the truck. We need to plumb up the intercooler piping. The rear brakes need to go on. Rear U-bolts, rear shocks. It's got a 3-inch lift level kit on it already. Brand new front brakes from Detroit Axle, drilled and slotted. So we got a lot of stuff going on. So we're gonna start pulling these parts out, laying them out on the table, and just start knocking out these jobs one after another. Let's ride. All right, so we'll go through some of these parts real quick. This truck has been a big pain to get parts for because, like I said, we're doing Gen 2 turbos on a Gen 1. So let's start with the tuner. We're going to be using an SCT X4 to upload our files. We got some glow shift gauges, a 3-gauge pod. It is boost, fuel pressure, and oil pressure. New emblem. We got a Deechworks fuel pump, which I'll talk to you guys about that when we get to the fuel pump. We got a trans brake setup from JMS chips. So this is a trans brake setup, plug and play. Basically just hooks up to the factory transmission harness and gives you a button on the steering wheel for a trans brake. We got rear shocks because we did the 3-inch lift level kit. Drilled and slotted rotors from Detroit Axle. The fronts are already on. These are the rears. We got a full race 800 horsepower intercooler with a mechanical turbo smart blow-off valve. This is for a Gen 2 truck, so 2014 and later, or 2013. We have CV fabrication hot and cold side intercooler piping, as well as their cold air intake setup. We got a UPR mega catch can. This thing is absolute unit. I ran this on the truck for a while before we decided to rip apart this setup, and it worked great. I got about 3 different OEM style fuel pump sending units because we were trying to get one of them to work with the Deechworks fuel pump. Like I said, I'll talk about that when we get there. We got a charcoal canister because the one in this truck is completely clogged from going off-roading. This truck has been through a lot. We got a full aluminum aftermarket radiator. We got a brand new, this is the piece that goes on the front for the AC condenser. And it holds the trans cooler as well. I got a brand new transmission filter, transmission pan gasket, and enough fluid to do the transmission service on the truck. We got our aftermarket front bumper. Motorcraft OEM Ford gasket. This is a transpan gasket part number for Ecoboost. We got the filter. So we could take this stuff out actually, because we're gonna do that. Of course, we got a brand new oil change. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's been sitting up here collecting dust. So there's a lot of stuff that's got to go on and get done to this truck. And right now, it's definitely overwhelming because it's like, where do you start, you know? But basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start knocking stuff out from left to right. So tomorrow what we're going to do is we're going to rip apart the rear end. We'll get the drilled and slotted rotors and pads on. We'll get the shocks in and the U-bolts in. This has F250 rear leaf springs in it right now. And then a lift level kit in the front, which is the spacer. So it's a 3-inch spacer with aftermarket KSP upper control arms, so it's not rubbing on the strut. And then the rear, the only thing that's in the rear is F250 springs. But the F250 springs, they have a rounded U-bolt at the top, and these are squared off. And then it also has the spacer plate. But the truck is sitting pretty level. I'll show you guys from the other side. Truck's a little beat up, but it's not too bad. It's sitting really level right now. You can see that passenger door. It's a little beat up. We'll end up getting that fixed. Mainly right now, the priority is getting it running. So tomorrow we're going to tackle this rear end. I'm going to move up from there to the fuel tank, which is sitting over here. We're going to have to piece together a setup with those fuel pumps. We'll get this extended range fuel tank in and the charcoal canister. Then we'll move on to the transmission service, and then we'll attack the engine and the motor. I want to do the engine, well, the engine and the motor, yeah, the engine. I want to do the engine last. Reason being is because I know if I get this thing running, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna start messing around with it, and then there'll be no time to do the shocks, no time to do all the other little stuff. So we're gonna work from the back end forward and just start knocking stuff out. So make sure you guys subscribe, stay tuned. I'll video tomorrow. I'll probably just put you guys on time lapse, and we'll see how much we can get done. After I drop my stepson off at school, I basically get to the shop around like 9 o'clock, get to the garage. We'll work from 9 to probably 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and we'll see how much we could get done and where we're at on the truck, and I'll bring you guys along for the ride for the whole thing. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.